Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I haven't seen it, so tell me, is it better?
Yeah, that's right. So Portrait of a Lady on Fire just came out here in the States. It was only in 22 theaters this Valentine's Day weekend, made about 514,000 over the 4-day. This is put out by Neon, who, of course, just had a triumphant run with Parasite, wasting no time. Starting a new limited release. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, I think it started getting buzz when it premiered at Cannes last year, won the Best Screenplay Award at Cannes, and then it premiered in France, its native country, in September, and had a very small limited release in December in like LA. So really, this is the first time anyone's getting a chance to see it. But as you can imagine by that theater count, this is still very, very limited. So it's going to start rolling out. So I'm not going to spoil anything because, again, Pat also hasn't seen it. So Portrait of a Lady on Fire, it's a French film that was shortlisted for the Best Foreign Language Film or Best International Film Oscar for France. But the French Film Board notably did not select it. They actually selected Les Miserables, a movie we recently reviewed. And I actually got a lot of attention here in the States from the critics that had seen it because it's pretty universally accepted that Portrait of a Lady on Fire is a much stronger film. So it's just kind of interesting to see the French reception to it, where they actually picked something else. So as a result, Portrait, Oscars are done. It already got passed over for that. It's directed by Celine Sciamma. It's her fourth film, and it's takes place in like late 1700s France and like the Brittany region, so like the western coast of France. And it stars Naomi Merlant as this painter, young female painter, who is hired by this, I guess, like landed woman, this like widow, to come into her estate and paint the portrait of her young daughter, played by Adele Haenel. And the reason they want this portrait is because Adele Haenel's character, Heloise, is going to be wed to this Italian nobleman, and the nobleman wants the portrait first. And you find out that the reason Merlant has been Marianne is her name. The reason Marianne has been hired to paint this portrait is because the last time they hired a painter, he like quit because Heloise does not want to pose for this portrait because she's never met this man and does not want to marry this man. You find out very early on that it was initially going to be her sister who was going to marry this dude, and her sister perhaps killed herself in lieu of this. So no one's very happy in that family, but the mom is like, nah, you're fucking marrying this dude, so get on with it, right? And this is honestly a really it's a really minimalist movie. There's not a whole lot of plot going on. It's a lot of just close-ups and conversations, and it's about a romance. And it's honestly one of the most intimate romances I've ever seen on screen. Like it's truly remarkable in that regard. And just watching these two women get to know each other, and I think this is all early stuff. So Marianne does not tell Heloise that she's going to paint her portrait. She's like doing it in secret off memory. She's just apparently a companion that's like going to go walk around with her and hang out with her and stuff. And she's like trying to sneak in these like sketches and stuff to get this in. Anyway, as they get to know each other, the romance develops, and as things happen. But the movie also kind of mixes in, as you can expect, this is late 1700s Europe, gay relationships of any kind not accepted, right? This is already someone who's being wed against her will. So that this is not going to end well, because the movie is actually framed as a flashback where Marianne is teaching women to paint, and she's looking back on this. You already know they don't end up together from the second minute in the movie. But I think it was a really smart choice, because then you can not just get lost in the few weeks they have together. And yeah, it's just I think a really intimate movie, and there's some really I think really stark moments. You look in the trailer, there's this like chanting chorus of sorts in the trailer. That's a really important moment. Overall, when music does show up, it has a really important impact. There's a really smart use of Orpheus, the Greek myth, in this. I don't really want to say much else, is because it's I don't want to spoil anything else, but it's a really special movie, and I'd recommend people see it as this and continues to expand, just because you don't see a lot of stuff like this. And like I said, Celine Sciamma, she also wrote this. It's really precise in how it's trying to tell this romance. Like I said, there's not a lot of plot. It's really only in like one location, two locations, a lot of natural light for the exterior stuff. So it's just really intimate. It's about those conversations and about this connection and how memory takes hold as people move apart. And it's really special movie. So I would highly recommend this.
Man, it's too bad it didn't get nominated. Like it would have been interesting to see that in Paris like go up against each
Yeah,
other. Obviously, probably would have lost, but still worth the nomination. It's also interesting because I feel like the trailer of this just did not grab me at all. Like I was not
that's
interested at all.
it's a common reframe from critics who had seen it a while ago. They're like, "That's a bad trailer. You don't even have to watch it if you don't want to."
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, I would agree. The trailer doesn't. I guess it's kind of hard to cut a trailer from this. Thinking back on it, just because there's not a lot to communicate in the trailer without giving shit away. So yeah, it's not a great trailer. So
no.
keep that in mind.
But go see the movie.